Hey everyone, this is Wayne Wallace. Welcome to the Success Coaching Call and Webinar. I'm super excited because today I've got some great stuff I'm going to share with you that you can use immediately to improve your life and your business and move the needle excuse me, in a positive direction towards reaching your goals. Every week I seek to learn some new things that are related to being more successful and share them here with you on the webinar and the call. Maybe you've already heard these things before and maybe you'll learn something new. Or maybe you've heard them before and you weren't quite in the right place and you need to hear them again. I know with myself sometimes I hear things and I'm not quite in the right space to hear them, and then later on, maybe weeks or years or however many months later, I hear them again and I think, oh, okay, well I heard that before but I didn't do anything about it, and now I take action and I do what needs to be done. So hopefully you're in that space and you'll hear it this time and you'll take some action on it. So first I want to welcome you to the call and let you know how it's all going to work today if this is your first time. I'm doing a double presentation here. I'm doing an audio presentation by phone and a web presentation by computer. So if you're dialed in over the phone, then you won't see the slides, obviously. If you're on the webinar, then you get to see it all at once. If you'd like to join me on the webinar, you can go to successcoachingwebinar.com and you can see the slides. I do this every Sunday at 3 p.m. So if you want to join me live for the recording of this webinar, then you can do that at successcoachingwebinar.com. You can also join us on the Facebook group. If you go to Facebook and you search for Success Coaching with Wayne Wallace, you will see the group there and you can join the group. Figure somebody calls me right when I'm doing the webinar, right? We'll just ignore that. It's probably just a telemarketer trying to make a sale. So where was I? Facebook group. Yeah, so you can join me on the Facebook group and we can discuss things throughout the week. You'll also find a pinned post at the top of the Facebook group that allows you to find the Success Coaching webinar as well. So let's jump right into it. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge you and recognize you for being here either on the live call or on the recording, because you're one of the 5%, and only 5% out of 100 people actually take any action steps towards reaching their goals. They did this survey of 100 people and only found that 5% of them took active steps towards reaching their goals. So I want to applaud and congratulate you for being here, because that means you're serious about reaching your goals. So the agenda for today is I'm going to be talking about the E-Myth by Michael Gerber. We're going to touch on the Founder movie. If you haven't seen that, I'll tell you a little bit about it. I won't spill all the beans. And then I'm going to tell you about the secrets to growing your business or growing a business of any kind. And then I'm going to make a special invitation to you. So let's jump right into the material here. So Michael Gerber, the E-Myth. If you've never heard of this, then race out to your library or to your nearest online audio book place or Amazon or wherever you like to go for your material. I mean, personally, I always go to the library first, because why not get it for free if you can? So Michael Gerber wrote the first E-Myth book back in 1986, and I wish I had known about it back then, but I didn't. And the subtitle is Why Most Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It. He sold over 5 million copies of this, and it became one of the best-selling books of all times, best-selling business books of all times, I should say. And he's written like 29 other books, I think, by this point. And they all revolve around this thing called the E-Myth. And if you're going to start a business, or if you already have a business, then definitely pick up a copy of any one of his books. But the E-Myth Revisited is the revised version of this book. So at least pick up that book and start there. But what is the E-Myth? So when I first heard this, I thought it had something to do with the internet, right? The e-commerce myth or something like that. But it's not. It's E stands for entrepreneur, and it stands for the entrepreneurial myth. So most people, when they go into business because they like doing something, because they have a hobby or a fascination with a certain thing, and they like doing it. So they figure, well, I'll just create a business doing this. Like I did. I took my hobby of photography and created a business out of it. And I made a lot of mistakes in doing that. And if I had read the E-Myth first, then I wouldn't have made those mistakes. And I've run into so many people over the years that basically took a hobby and made it a business. And yeah, it's great that they took that step to create a business for themselves. That's a great step in the right direction. But basically what they did was they just created a job for themselves. And Michael likes to say that they went to work for a lunatic themselves. So don't go to work for a lunatic, okay? Start your business correctly. So that's what we're going to talk about here a little bit, but you really need to listen to Michael and get a feel for how he talks about it. You can find lots of great YouTube videos out there of Michael in action speaking, and I posted some on my YouTube channel and my Twitter and my Facebook group, so go out there and check it out. And I'm going to give you just a little taste of what Michael says. So Michael calls the person that goes out and starts their business from a hobby standpoint or from a fascination standpoint as the technician. And they like doing the work, so they're the technician. In the early stages of the business, they do all the work. They love doing what they do, like photography, for example. I love photography, so I started out doing photography. And then you start learning about how to run a business and all the things that come along with it, like marketing and bookkeeping and managing it, and just all the other stuff, doing your taxes and all that stuff that nobody thinks about when they start their business. And eventually you grow up and you grow into adolescence and you become the manager in your business, and you start trying to offload those parts of the business that you don't like doing because you didn't get into business to do bookkeeping or marketing or advertising or sales or whatever. You just want to do the thing. So you become the manager in your business and you start offloading that other stuff so you can concentrate on still being the technician in your business. And then in the entrepreneurial phase, which is the later phase, when you become mature in your business, you start looking at, well, how can you expand your business and how can you grow your business beyond yourself? And you need to find a way to step back from the business and have other people do the actual technician work and the manager work and all the other parts of the business. And that way you can either one day sell your business or just walk away from it and go do something else. And what Michael says is, most businesses are broken because the person that started the business didn't think like an entrepreneur starting off. And he actually says most business owners are stupid, okay, because they didn't do this. And they basically just got themselves a job and a headache, and they work for a lunatic, which is themselves. And what we need to do is have a balance of entrepreneurialism and manager and technician in the beginning, more so on the entrepreneurial side, because we need to think about how to structure our business in the right way, and how to set it up with the right business model so that one day you can walk away from that business and maybe sell it or just go start something else and grow that business over time and make it a full-fledged business instead of a hobby business. So I've read the E-Myth, and I one day went to a conference, and this is a picture of Michael and myself, and I had the pleasure of meeting him and listening to him speak in person, and it was great because this is probably one of the last times that I would get to see him, because he's 80. I think he just turned 80, and he's still got a lot of energy for an old guy. He was up there calling everybody in the room stupid, and telling us we all had broken businesses, and he had a lot of energy. And it was really good to hear him speak in person. And I got a copy of his latest book, Beyond, I forget the title of it now, it's Beyond the E-Myth, and then I forget the title, but I'll look it up for you. So one of the things that you'll hear Michael talk about a lot is the founder. And if you haven't seen this movie, then I highly recommend you go out and watch it, download it from Netflix or rent it from Redbox, and watch it multiple times. And I won't spill the beans to the story, so if you don't know the story, then I'm not going to tell you everything. But basically, it's the story of McDonald's. And it's going to surprise you. And it surprised me because I didn't know the story. But let me ask you this. When you go into a McDonald's and you're standing there getting ready to order your food, what side are the French fries and the deep fryer on? You probably know the answer to this. They're on the left-hand side. No matter which McDonald's you go into and which country you're in, they're always in the same place, right? And this is true for a lot of chain restaurants like this that adopted the McDonald's way. Basically, they developed a system, right? So back in the beginning of the McDonald's history, there was this guy named Ray Kroc, and that's a symbol of him on the screen there. That's not actually him. That's the actor that played him. And Ray Kroc was a traveling salesman, and he would go around and sell blenders, mixers to restaurants so they could make milkshakes. And this was back in 1954. And he didn't have a whole lot of success. He sold a blender here and there, but he had a big vision and a big drive that he was going to become successful one day. And, his wife in the story, is supportive, but, is wondering when he's going to finally make it. And, she's getting a little fed up with his, big vision and his big deals that he's trying to do. And, he'd be gone for, weeks or months at a time out selling blenders. And then he heard about this restaurant out in California, and he was from Illinois, that was buying or ordering this unusually high number of blenders. And he called him up immediately, and he said, "Hey, what's going on out there?" He says, "I'm going to come visit you." So he goes out and he visits this little drive-up, walk-up restaurant, and they sold burgers and shakes there and fries. And, it was McDonald's, the first McDonald's, and he met the McDonald's brothers. And they only had one store, but they were doing something really unique for that period of time in the restaurant industry. And it was wildly popular. I mean, people loved it. So, but it was unconventional. So you really should watch this movie on several respects. It's going to teach you a lot of things. And now we have McDonald's stores on every single corner, right? And that's because of Ray Kroc and how he helped them create a franchise system and a highly duplicatable system in the restaurant world, okay? And you may not know this or realize this, but McDonald's is not in the burger business. They're in the real estate business. So that's something that you'll learn when you watch the movie. They're not in the burger business. They're in the real estate business. So that's a little hint for you to look for that. So you may be at a fork in the road. You may be like the McDonald's brothers. You may have a business already. You may have a 9-to-5 job that you're sick and tired of. McDonald's is not in the burger business. They're in the real estate business. So that's something that you'll learn when you watch the movie. They're not in the burger business. They're in the real estate business. So that's a little hint for you to look for that. So you may be at a fork in the road. You may be like the McDonald's brothers. You may have a business already. You may have a 9-to-5 job that you're sick and tired of. You may want to start a business. And, after you're watching, this movie or listening to Michael Gerber, you may be thinking, well, yeah, I have a business, but I didn't really create it the right way because it's not growing or doing the things that I had hoped that it would do. And you may be like Ray Kroc, that you're searching for your big break and your big thing. So you may be at a fork in the road deciding which way to go. Should I go to the right or the left? Well, I'm going to give you a little tip here. In starting a business, there's basically a 3-step process to grow any business. So no matter what you decide, which way you want to go, either start a business or create a new business or whatever it may be, and there's a 3-step process. And think about it like a 3-legged stool. If you take one of the legs away, the stool's going to fall over. So you need to have all 3 of these legs in your business. You need to have lead generation. You need to have a constant flow of new prospects into your business that are potential buyers of your products and services. You need to have a systemized way to convert them from a looker to a buyer. And if you don't have that, then the system's not going to work. And then obviously you need a delivery method for your products and services. Like McDonald's delivers their burgers in a certain way, right? And it's as simple as that. To have a successful business, you need to have these 3 things in your business. You don't need anything else. You just need these 3 things. Well, you may be saying, well, Wayne, that's great, but, I don't know how to do all that. Well, you need a plan. You need to, take out a sheet of paper or get in front of a whiteboard and you need to map out a plan. And you may need some additional training and help in figuring all that out. And I can help you with that. And what I'd like to do is invite you to join me in a program that I have. And I'll be your workout partner. I'll help you develop the plan and the things that you need to become successful. Now, all successful people have coaches. So whether you're training for a marathon or you're training to be an Olympic athlete, or even if you're just on a local sports team of some type, you need a coach, someone that can help you train and push past your limits to get to the next level. I personally have had many coaches and mentors over the years that have helped me improve myself and get to the next level on a daily basis. And I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars over the years in getting this training and this coaching. So what I'd like to do is invite you to join team make it happen. And you can go to the website for this. It's mih.team. Yep, that's a website. It's not a .com. It's a .team. So go to mih.team and you can register for the next webinar that I'll be holding. I'll be holding one very soon. And I'm looking for 20 people that are serious about doing something in 2018, about taking their business or their life to the next level. So whatever it is that you want to do, if you want to create a business or improve your current business, or maybe you just need some training and motivation, or you need some accountability to help you get things done, I can do that for you. So visit the website and register for the next webinar. As Tony Robbins says, you need to take a step in improving yourself each day. He says if you focus on improving yourself by just 1% every day, just imagine where you'll be a year from now. You'll be in a much better place. So I would like to also invite you to join me daily on the Daily Success Podcast. That's on the Anchor platform. If you've never heard about that, you can just go to your app store on your iPhone or your Android and look for anchor.fm. And it's a podcast app. You can listen to lots of different podcasts. If you're just on the web, you can just go to my website, which is dailysuccesspodcast.com, and listen to it over the web as well. But there is a cool call-in feature that you can use if you have the app, and it allows you to call in and ask questions or give me feedback or even share your success stories. So I'd encourage you to download the app and call into the station and leave a message. And if you'd like me to read your or replay your message over the air on my podcast, then let me know that, and I'll replay the message that you leave me there, or the question or the feedback. I'd also like to invite you to get a free coaching session with me. This is a personal coaching session. We'll do it over the phone, and it's real easy. You can just go to successcoachingwithwayne.com and schedule a time with me, and we'll spend a half hour on the phone talking about your goals and your vision and get you some clarity around those things. If you need to contact me for any reason, you can find my information on my website, or it's right here as well. My number is 702-238-9413, and you can also email me at wayne@waynewallace.com. And I'd love for you to join us also on the Facebook group throughout the week. If you need some help with something, you can pop in there and post your question. I'm always posting things that I find throughout the week there. So just go to Facebook and search for Success Coaching with Wayne, and you can find it there. You can also get on our text update list. This is a broadcast type list. So if you just take out your phone and text the word Shazam to 38470, then you'll be on our text update list, and I send out text updates probably once a week and let you know what's going on. And last but not least, I'd love to have you evaluate this webinar. If you go to waynewallace.com, you'll see a link in the menu bar that says, "How did I do?" And I have a form up there that you can fill out and tell me how I did. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. All this is private information. It just goes directly to me. I just want you to give me your feedback and let me know what you thought about the webinar and the topics that I shared with you and how I can improve. So with that, I would like to again thank you for attending the call or the webinar today and wish you a success-filled day.